Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gifted Since 92, bringing you guys exclusive and the latest content on music, entertainment news, and inspirational quotes by me. The Queen is back at it again. So I want to do this rant. So I've been noticing some things. So this is my honest opinion and my perspective. So I'm going to talk about the importance of fans and the music and artists. So since this topic is important, um, I'm going to really, be blunt about this and looking from other people's opinions on the climate of music. But I will talk about how the fans have the power and they are the vessel to an artist's success in music. Period. A successful music artist. One thing, the importance is to have a strong following, stay consistent. The fan base is able to interact with the artist, and the artists, like I said, they put in the work. The fans need to put in the work. So I will talk about the fans. They need to put in the work because I understand in this day and age of music, the climate has changed. But I feel that some fans, they're gonna have to really get into reality and look at these artists as human beings, and don't get caught up in the fame and popularity and success and all that stuff, because I'm telling you, we don't live through these people. But unfortunately, I've been seeing some things that have been disturbing for the past couple of years, and I would talk about my personal experience as a fan, and how do I feel and what do I do and what do I do to do my part as a fan to support my favorite artists, like buying music and going to their concerts. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this segment. So anyway, as far as fans are concerned, fans that have been supporting an artist since the beginning of their career is a great thing. It just shows the dedication and the support that that artist has achieved and has maintained longevity throughout the years of his or her or their music career. So my thing is, fans do play a part in an artist's success. They do buy the music, they do stream, they do buy the music on iTunes, other music platforms to purchase the music, and then they go to the concerts. And going to concerts, it's like a personal experience. It's like that experience where when you get to see an artist live, you get to see them not just listening from the album, but you get to see them face to face live when they're performing in front of you. So it's like a different experience. It's more like that nostalgia. It's more like an intimate experience where it's like, okay, you supported and bought this artist's music, right? So you love this artist, so you're going to support them most likely. But the thing is, and this is has been the issue, is that I've noticed that some artists who are underrated, they have a following, they have a fan base. But I've noticed that some of the fans within that fan base can cause a lot of friction and toxic, and they bring their bullshit, and they just, they have this dictatorship. Whereas you have to look at yourself first as a person and be like, listen, I'm just a fan. I can like the music, I love the artist, I can admire and respect the artist, but at the end of the day, I'm a fan, okay? And I'm not saying that just to put people down. I'm saying this in a good way, because at the end of the day, you're buying the music, you're going out to the concerts, and you just, like I said, this shouldn't be a thing where fans are, dictators, always complaining. And it's okay to have honest opinions, because as a fan, you are a consumer. You do have the right to want to be able to look forward to hearing a particular sound, or to hear the direction that your favorite artist is going for on the next album, or what kind of music, what kind of content they will be talking about in their music. And the thing that I've noticed, and this has been bothering me for a couple of years, and even recently it has irritated me, and I know the power of social media is a great resource for artists to interact with their fans. But lately, the last couple of years, it has been really very depressing and very it's gotten more into like that dictatorship and like more of like that bullying thing, and it's just, it's not good. And that's why I try to fall back and stray away from that, because even when I go on my social media, right, I just talk about random things in my personal life. I'll tweet positive sayings, positive quotes. And I also, like I said, I do follow some of my favorite artists that I have supported over the years. So we do follow each other. So that's a great thing. I have gotten tweets from them, and I said something positive and I got their responses. So the responses, were great. But I never had this mentality like to just get so obsessed with a person that, yeah, it's okay to admire somebody, but you don't want to get to this obsession thing, because like I said, unfortunately some people, they got that. And even some of these people, they have experienced like weirdos in a bad way, like like stalking them and just just like on some weird creepy stuff. And they even had to take control or take action to protect themselves and their lives, because listen, these people are human beings. They're nothing, they ain't nothing like some, I don't know, I would say they're not like, it's like they're human beings. They're not like, it's almost like, that's why I also think that the blogs and like the negativity like on social media, and they've got these blogs like entertainment sources, the negative like feedback and like all like this extra stuff, it does like takes away the importance of the art of music, and it does take away the importance of like the fans. They just need to worry about supporting the artists and just enjoy the music. And one thing, just enjoy the goddamn music, okay? Like all this extra stuff is just irrelevant. If you like music, it is, especially if you love music like me, you love music, period. You don't care who you listen to. If an album is good by an artist and you like it, you're gonna like it, And I understand like people have their faves, and that's cool, nothing wrong with that. But some of these fans use that to bully other artists that they may not like, or they don't listen to their music like that. But that don't mean that they're less than your fave, or that doesn't mean like they're not putting in the work, or that doesn't mean that just because they're not popular, or just because they're like underground and they're not like on that level of like getting more opportunities to push their music careers further, that doesn't make them less than artists. That doesn't make them a flop. It doesn't make them like, oh, their music is not important. And I've seen this, and it's really disturbing. And it's like, you do not know what people are capable of. That's why talent is talent. If you're an artist that has talent, has a natural gift, and you got it, and you're taking it seriously, I don't care if you're mainstream or not. That's why I've always said promote underground and independent artists who are not like mainstream yet. And this is another thing that I'm going to go into detail further, because this is why I'm very passionate about. Like I said, I think that people, they just need to buy and support and buy the music. Like all this extra stuff, it's just unnecessary. And then when we talk about like supporting artists, like buying their music, you're gonna have to buy the CDs, or you buy the iTunes purchase on like the CDs, the albums on iTunes. And I noticed like over the last couple of years, even CD sales have went downhill. They have like artists haven't been selling like as much as they used to back in the day, because back in the day, my little black ass, artists that had like that much power of like that input of like the promotion, we had more like music platforms like TRL and 106 in Park, and we had like so much like of this era of like the fans interacting with the artists, and they went out and they bought the music, they bought albums, they went to see them in concert. So like even like in the early 2000s, music was still alive, music was still buzzing, and it's just, for me to see a drastic change over the years, I do see that this is a new generation and this is a new current of music. But I just want that same traditional role of like, I just want the same like like fans, just buy the music and don't get into the bullshit. And I'm going to talk about how some fans mentality can be a hinder to their favorite artists. Because one thing I've noticed too, I know like these artists, they do communicate and they do interact with their fans, but at the end of the day, they have a music career. Okay, at the end of the day, they have a career. They can interact with you, There's nothing wrong with that. But I've noticed that some fans, they demand so much of this consistency of like, oh, the artist got to communicate with them 24/7. My thing is, they can plan a schedule and a time where they can communicate with their fans, but like this high demand of like, you got to communicate 24/7. Listen, they got to work. They got to find time to go in the studio to record the music. They have to get focused into their music career. They are focusing on their career, period. So they have to focus on what they got to do in order to make sure that they're happy with their art, and that you're grateful, and that you're happy with listening to what they're going to present on their next album with their music. And it's like, some of these fans got the mentality of narcissists, for real, because it's like, it's just almost like, I am just a fan. I can't be like harboring or always adding my favorite artist. Oh, when the music gonna be out? And I understand, I understand, like, you gotta be patient too, but the artist has to work with the fans as well. But this constant, it's like, in this day and age, yeah, I understand social media is like I said, a vessel, a resource to get these artists to communicate with their fans. But listen, y'all say y'all want good music, y'all want quality music. Well, y'all need to be like in the back seat. Y'all need to be in the back seat. Y'all need to be in the back seat and let the artist be the driver. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's like, y'all gonna have to be grateful. And then these same fans that say, oh yeah, I support my favorite artist, and even when an artist puts out their music, and I understand people have different opinions and different like directions of like, oh, the artists experiment with their music, well, they should stick to like a sound that works for them. Even the artist does everything. Got some of these fans, they're grateful as hell, and it's like, what the fuck do you want? And I have seen it. I have seen artists that I have supported throughout the years since day one. I have bought all their albums. I have went to their concerts, and I'm satisfied. And even though like the music or the direction that they want to do and wanted to create, and like I said, I as a fan, have an open mind, because I have a really good mind of like, just having like an open, like mind of like different things, like different sounds. And since I'm a lover of music, I grew up with a lot of different artists anyway. I grew up listening to different genres, so it's nothing new to me. So I'm used to an artist that I have grew up with, and they want to do something different with the music. I still buy it, period. Now maybe a few songs that I may not like as much, but I still bought the album. That's all that matters. Y'all need to have that mentality of go-getters. Y'all need to have that mentality of like, go out and hustle. Because I'm telling y'all, fans pretty much are the reason an artist can, do well in music, period. I don't care whoever you support. I don't care whoever you buy the music. You are a fan. At the end of the day, you are a fan. So being a fan it ain't just about, being on social media. No, you need to do it when you're off of social media. I mean, like I said, have your own life and live your life. Like, have your own life, but you can't have this like obsession with like artists that you don't even know. And even I had to take the back seat. And even for me, I know as a like teenager, like young, it's like, oh, okay, like the fandom, support, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now, as you get older, it's like, I know some fans still have that mentality, which is okay, but some of it be overdoing it. And I think that by me observing how like some of these fans are, that's why I'll be like, some of the shade and some of the tweets on this, I'm like, okay, you're a fan, right? So it's like this. These people, like I said, they have a career where they have worked hard, they have sacrificed everything. Like, the music business, it's not a joke, okay? So I really, like I said, I've done research, and I even watched documentaries of like, music documentaries of like artists that have been in the music business and they have had their experience. And you gotta be very like, you really have to look out for yourself, because it's just, you really do. You have to have a third eye, because like I said, I've heard stories how some artists that got ripped off, they got taken advantage of, they didn't get like the reimbursement of their money, their royalties back, all that crazy stuff. And it's true. And as fans, you have to keep in mind that you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And you also have to be humble. You also have to be patient. And you got to know that for you want your artist to do well. You want your artist to win, have that success in music and have longevity. You're going to have to buy the music. You're going to have to go save up if you got to work. I don't know, save up if you're young, you got parents working, ask them, save up, ask them, hey, I don't know, I'm not big, I'm just saying, because I know that people, they live in different environments, and it's like, really, you have to really, like I said, do what you gotta do as a fan. So, when you hear new information, new news about an artist, like putting out new music, putting out another album, putting out another mixtape and EP, you go and support that artist, because at the end of the day, if you say you're a fan, be a fan. Excuse me for my phone ringing, so I hope that's not a big distraction, but I really, like I said, have seen how fans, they are the same fans that they complain about, the music ain't being this and that and third, but I'm like, you're gonna have to let this artist have his or her or their creative control. You're going to have to allow them to express themselves. You're going to have to allow them to have that like lane of like, okay, this is where I want to do my music. You can't expect every artist to do the same thing. That's just not going to work. And that's why I notice like music nowadays is trash, and it's bad, because it's like, I don't really think that these artists have like, like I said, enough creativity for them to be like, you know what, let me do something different, or let me try to kind of like do this sound and put it into like another, just it's almost like, don't be afraid to experiment with your music. And also, people gonna have opinions. That's their opinions, because you can't please everybody, so that's fine too. But it's like artists that have that confidence in themselves and say, this is what I want to do, I'm gonna do it this way, I don't care what nobody says, and they're humble. It's like, you gotta really, really follow what you want. You know what you want in life. And as a fan, it's like, we gotta be humble too. We can't just be like expecting these artists to do everything, do all the work, and then it's like, we gotta do the work. We gotta buy the music, And I've seen artists that have been humble, and they really went through a whole bunch of bullshit, and then it's like, through all of that hard work and sacrifice, all that resilience, it's like some of these fans, they act like they just know everything, or they act like I said, all that don't matter. No. And that's why I don't have respect for those fans that always got something to say, never satisfied. I'm like, well, y'all are not fans, or y'all can stop being fans and keep it pushing. Support another artist if you feel like that artist or your fave is not doing enough. Because I tell you what, my thing is, I'm always excited for new music. So from my favorite artists, I've always said, you know what, I'm gonna save up, go get this album, and go support them in concert. Because my thing is, I don't have time for like always, I can't get obsessed with their personal life. I got other things to do. I got other goals and other ambitions, and I got other things that I need to prioritize in my life. And I think that these fans, some of them, they do look through these celebrities and these like entertainers, because it's like, okay, that's cool, they're living their dreams. What about your dreams? What about your passions? What about your goals? What do you want to do? What do you want to become? And that's why I also instilled in myself that I can do it. And I know I have a passion in music. Like, I do have a passion in music, like, just talking about music stuff, but I also have a passion in art. So I'm an artist myself, so I love to draw, I love to paint, I love to do, like, try to create my own lane of art and become an artist, and like be comfortable and have confidence in what I bring to the table with my art. And it has been a challenge, but listen, I'm still learning, but I gotta know that, listen, if I want to do this with my art, that's what I'm going for, and that's what I'm going to do. So it's like, fans are going to have to really, really step up to the plate, because I know, because I'm seeing it already, like new artists are coming in, getting opportunities, putting their music out. And listen, at the end of the day, it's just about the music. It should be about the music. It shouldn't be about like the stand shit. It shouldn't be about like, really, it just gotten out of hand. And I feel like as a consumer of music, I can care less, about who's selling this much and who's selling out, selling who. I don't care. You're successful. You're successful. Period. I ain't got nothing. I don't have time to be hating and being worried about, oh my gosh, well, I don't. I just feel like some of them fans, they're immature, and they also think that just because, other artists, it's almost like I have seen how other artists that have had like success and even had like, just hit records and have been underrated, for all these years, and then now, they're getting the, recognition, the acknowledgement. And that's cool too, but my thing is, if I support you, I support you all the way, through good times, through bad times. I'm still a fan. So that's my mentality. I'm like a go-getter. And so I think that being a fan, you should be like able to connect with that artist and just buy the music. And that's that. And now, I'm going to get to another topic, which is really, really, really annoying. And I have seen it. And like I said, I'm going to be very blunt. And, it is what it is. Now, I understand fans that love the music and they love the artist. However, there has been some things, some horrendous, horrific things that have been going on with some particular artists, that they have that gift, they have that innovation, but behind closed doors, people, and I understand media, they may seem to be, kind and humble and all that, but behind closed doors, they became monsters. And I'm going to talk about this briefly because I know people say, like, the opinions of, like, well, you can separate the music from the art. No, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't separate the music from the artist. And some people say you can't separate the music from the artist. If they've done some hideous stuff, then it's like, some fans still support their music. Hey, that's on you. My thing is, I think it's really sad that some of these entertainers have become, abusers and doing things that have been heinous to other people. My thing is, I don't care who you are. If you are a person that have a gift and have a talent, you shouldn't abuse people. You shouldn't use that to abuse other people. Same thing like in other things, like how people use their authority to abuse other people, and that's wrong. And that shows who you really are. That shows that you are a narcissist, and it just shows that you are a fucked up person. And it is what it is. A spade is a spade. There's nothing to beat around the bush, because I'm telling you, same stories about people that have been this and that and third, and they became really fucked up. So I know that fans that still listen to the music, still support it, that's on you. Me, my thing is no, and I can't do it because I'm compassionate about things that, like I said, I've had experience in my life about how, I have went through trauma myself. So it's like, yeah, and the other people, my friends that went through trauma. So it's like, really, I just think that you gotta have integrity too, because my thing is, that's just, unfortunately, we have seen like these people who have gained so much success with their gift, their talent, and then, like I said, behind closed doors, they're monsters. They're fucked up people. But my thing is, as a fan, it's up to you how you handle it, because how I handle it, and this is me, this is my opinion, this is me as a fan, I'm talking about me, okay? So, because I know some fans and some, have trolls, and they're going to be talking, out their ass. I'm talking about me, capitalization, M-E, how do I feel, okay? I'm talking about my experience supporting my favorite artists. And some people that I did support before, I had to let go. I didn't want to support it no more because I just felt like, what's the point? All this extra shit. So, like I said, hey, do what's best for you. But I'm just saying, the reality, unfortunately, it happens. But I think that the fans also should have the mindset of like, just like support, buy the music, and go from there. Also, what I like about even in this day and age of like, I do like listening to other fans' perspective of like how to support their favorite artists. I do like the streaming idea. I do like the appreciation fan videos. I do like the interaction between other fans. You know, they're gonna have their opinions, but it's not so toxic and not dictating and all that. But that's why I've always have said, as a fan, I just want to keep an update with what's going on. You know, I do go on the forums, so I go on the fan forums like pretty much daily just to see new information. I do subscribe to like the newsletter. I do get like updates on like new music, concerts, and all that good stuff. So I am, you know, like I said, a part of that. But I also like the fans' perspective, like not waiting on the general public, like the mainstream, to get, you know, the approval of whether an artist is talented. And this is why I have to be honest, it goes back to like what I say about, you know, that toxic on social media, and, you know, just like that stan voice. Because really, when I was coming up, even like I said about 106 and Park needs to return, and TRL, it has returned too, but we need the consistency, because these artists, they need platforms, more music platforms to promote their art, to promote their music, you know. And it's like we got like festivals, which is cool, like music festivals, and then we also have these other like platforms, like where people have like set up their own music festivals. So really, it's like we gotta stay consistent, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you gotta be mindful that these people are human beings. So you can't, like I said, you can be a fan. I'm not dictating to you how to be a fan, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm just saying, you know, just appreciate the music and just love music and support and buy the music. If music has saved your life and music is your therapy, you shouldn't care about, like I said, you know, if you like an artist, you like an artist, period. So for me, it's like I listen to music because it's therapy for me. And some artists have saved my life and listen to their music, you know. So it's like, my thing is, just do what it do. And listen, your favorite artist is going to have haters. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But you know what y'all can, and I think fans can also, what they can do, now this is my opinion, this is my perspective, y'all can protect your social media accounts, because I know how these shows be doing, and I know, like I said, they be trying it. So y'all can like band together, tag team, you know, like on a video game, like tag team, and like, you know, stand up for yourselves and put your social medias on private, do blocks, ignore, you know. And I know it's hard nowadays, but y'all can do it because y'all have the power to do it. So it's like, you do have to protect yourself on social media too, because there be some creeps and some bad weirdos on there. It's like, just do what it do. But other than that, yeah, you know, just let the music be the main focus. You know, don't get caught up in the bullshit, you know, and just love music. And don't care if, like I say, if you like your favorite artist, like your favorite artist. Don't let nobody else change your opinion, change your mind. If you like the artist, you like the artist. That's it. So, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, guys, this is a rant. I just wanted to do that because it was on my mind. But if you guys have any questions, any suggestions, your opinions are allowed as always. I love looking at other people's opinions. I love seeing other people's perspectives. That way I can interact with my followers and my subscribers, and, you know, that would be cool. So what do you guys think about this video? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell down below. Don't be afraid to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. And as always, the girls always keeping it coming with the new content. And stay tuned on the next episode of Get It Since 92, Dragon Ball Z narrated reference. Peace. Bye bye.